Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
This is my final MAFS-related interview.
What sort of villain gets that?
It's Australia's reaction.
It's an
This
exclusive.
is an exclusive. That's hitting the cutting room floor, bro.
Caused a lot of drama and it never got aired.
It just went nuts.
Hello, Taku.
Good morning, Selina.
Good morning. We're nice and early today.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
in
up.
the
We're looking
beautiful
good.
Gadigal land. We're looking good. We're smelling good.
Come on now. Come on.
Our guest across from us is freaking slaying.
Come on now. Who is it?
I'm so excited to have her on. She was on season 10 of MAFS.
Come on.
Miss Janelle, my sister from another mister.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome to the podcast, my girl.
Happy to be back.
I know, I wasn't here last time you were here.
weren't. It was so different. And look at you now. You're flourishing.
But this is the thing, though. I'm like, I don't know how to actually introduce you. Like, I'm like, this is Janelle. Like, it's not like you've been here before or anything like that. So, I don't know if you guys have met before. Not on this platform. But this is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we were rooting for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Big
you know what I mean? Let's just
time.
act like this is the first time we're talking. We're rooting for you on your season.
Oh,
You know what I
thanks,
mean?
I just feel like I don't know about you. I think we're the same. Like anytime there's another POC,
See? Okay.
another person of colour on a screen, especially in reality TV, you just really naturally just root for them.
Come on.
Do you
I
reckon?
have to agree with that, 100%. Because
Yeah.
we know the generational trauma that they've all been through. We can
Right?
relate.
And how like big it takes for us to leave that and put ourselves out there on the screen because most of the time our family aren't about it. You know what I
No.
mean?
That's so true. That's so true. And like, I think, it's actually so crazy that you said, because I'm like that every single season of any reality TV show that I see. I'm like, is there a black person there? Is there an Asian person there?
Yeah.
Is there a Latino?
Tick,
Like,
yeah.
the tick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to try and make sure that we're covering, those
Yes.
those blanks, you know what
Yeah.
I mean, that we've been missing in the last few years. But
So
I think,
true.
so
true.
far, man, like, especially MAFS, like, they've come a long way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you guys
This year
think?
they've literally got every single colour.
I know.
They've done well. What you reckon?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And especially on my season, we had like not very many people of colour. And then when we did, they were paired
Yeah.
together. So
Yeah,
it was
that's
it felt
true.
mismatched, But it is. You're so right. It's so good to see representation on the screen. It's so important. If I
Yeah.
was growing up in today's age, I would feel so included in Australian community
Yeah.
as opposed to growing up.
100%, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like with that whole, what's it called? I saw like a video of this chick, recording her baby that was watching, I don't know what Disney movie that it was.
Oh, the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, man, Little Mermaid, and then they saw a black mermaid. It just looks just like me.
Oh, I
Saw
was
that.
in tears.
I
See what I'm saying?
know.
So we feel the exact same when we see that on MAFS. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So thank you,
For
MAFS.
sure.
How are you feeling about this season?
I am loving this season.
Yeah?
Honestly.
Stop, really?
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Well, I just feel like there's a lot of issues that you don't really get to see in your everyday life, but
Yeah.
people get to see it on TV and how it plays out. And it's just so full of drama. And like, being in the drama myself, I hate the drama, but it's great being the person watching it on the side.
Man,
Yeah,
like, you just
yeah.
sitting in the corner like, this is nice, okay? Looking at your partner like, don't be doing the same shit that we're hearing.
Literally that.
Wow, because I only had that reaction because after my season, I couldn't really watch your season because I knew too much.
Yeah.
I knew the ins and outs, the Frankenbiting, the
Yeah.
dramatic bum, bum, bum.
Yes.
Tonight.
Yeah. And
You
just
know?
even the type of music they play in the
Oh my
background to just sway
God.
your emotions. But I think that's the beauty of watching it now is that I feel like I'm a lot smarter. Like I
Yeah.
know exactly that this was not said at this time.
Yeah.
The words are not coming out of their mouth. It's a voiceover.
Yes.
Voiceover. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that hasn't ruined MAFS for you at all?
I wouldn't say it's ruined it. It's made me get to analyze it that little
In a
bit
different
deeper.
way.
Mm.
Wow.
That's very interesting. How so?
Yeah.
So, for example, I will see a fight happening on screen, but it's just a bunch of B-roll. Like, it's not
Yep.
even them talking, it's them cleaning, and the voiceover is changing, the
Yes.
volume's changing, the pitch is changing, even the tone of voice is changing.
Yep.
And I can just sit there and be like, yeah, this is out of context. This wasn't said this time. But I don't know about you guys, but the beauty of this season is that they're breaking the fourth wall so much this year. Like, they're
Yeah.
really including the producers. They're really
Yes.
including, like, they don't know they're being filmed or it just feels so realistic and I love it.
Because they're allowed to say married at first sight. We were never allowed to say that. We
Yes.
were only ever allowed to call it an experiment.
Oh, God.
And like Collins and a few of them have said, oh, yeah, I don't know if I'm on Married at First Sight or
They're even calling it
made up
show.
number.
yeah, a show. You weren't allowed to say show either.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's actually interesting because I never knew that.
Yeah.
Ah.
Even just like the rules of MAFS is when you go to the commitment ceremony, you say one person says stay, the other person says leave, you still have to
You still have to
stay.
stay, yeah.
Yes.
But this season,
They're changing it up.
yeah, people were just allowed to leave whenever. Like, what do you think of that?
Well, I have a little theory about this. They're only loose about people leaving before the intruders come because they need place for the intruders.
Yeah.
So I feel like if people like have inklings of leaving, they're like, you just go, we need room.
Wow.
That's my suspicion anyway.
But then what about like Madeline and Ash?
Yeah.
Like they were intruders. What was that?
That was weird. So I feel like it happened in a blip. Like I don't even
Right?
really remember what happened.
Right?
So like one wrote stay, one wrote leave, and then they both just left.
My man Ash woke up in the morning and he was like, hey, look, listen, I think baby girl was right. I got to leave too.
Yeah.
Have you seen the rumours though? That Ash and Nat are dating?
And yeah.
Yes, that's true. Or if they're just hanging out.
I feel like they would be a good match though.
I think so too.
And I feel like enough times passed that Nat's probably, worked through her healing. Because I just think that it wasn't good timing with
her.
her
I guess
grieving
so.
and Collins.
And she did say as well too that she would have been a bit happier if she was matched up with someone like Ash as well. I'm
Yeah.
pretty
She
sure.
said that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That was, I read that somewhere.
Oh.
I'm telling you. So,
Wow. It makes
anyway,
sense.
quote me on that, but, I'm saying I
Yeah.
read that. If not, I dreamt about it. Because they were sitting nice and cozy at that Melbourne fashion show.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
It
It's such a
makes
shame.
sense because he's quite family orientated. Like he,
Yeah.
looks after his siblings, like they're his children pretty much. He's obviously
Yeah.
a very emotionally intelligent guy,
That's what I thought too.
even though they didn't really showed it. But I mean, I don't know how I would react either if
I think
people
his
were like,
composure was pretty good.
cows, I can't eat them anymore.
Man, that wasn't even the craziest thing, man. Let me tell you something. When I'm sitting opposite you and then you got to tell me, and then you just go shut your eyes and start having a vision.
I'm getting a download. I'm getting a download.
Oh
Boom!
my God.
I got to wait for this
Coming to me.
document to download.
I can't.
It's giving Deb Bowl. Deb Bowl. Did you go to a
Yes.
Deb Bowl?
It's so interesting because I'm so skeptical about those things. So I sat
Yeah.
there being like, does she really believe this herself or is this an act? Like, is
Yeah.
she really downloading or is she pretending to download? Like,
Man. and
She
that's-
was an actress for how many years?
I
Been on
know.
Home and Away and everything. So I don't know. Do you think she was acting?
okay, this is the perfect scenario for me. Okay.
Let's go.
She comes out, gets her Instagram back, and goes, haha, joking, guys, I'm not a psychic. Like, I just think that would be the most funniest thing in the world.
I saw
and I would
that
applaud her for that.
somewhere. That's a theory.
Until proven, I ain't believing in that because I ain't gonna lie to you. Like it's cool though, but it's like, and also then again, we didn't really see enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I saw enough of them for me to be able to go, I feel like she's faking a little bit.
Yeah. And
You know
if
what
she
I'm saying?
was
Enough
doing
context.
that, like she wasn't really good at acting.
So yeah, man,
I wasn't sold. I was genuinely freaked out.
that was baloney
And
right
I love
there.
psychics. We had freaking Florence, our psychic
Yeah.
medium that came on here. Like we love all that stuff here, but that was like another level.
What makes you believe that it's not real? Like, what did she say or do that's like, this doesn't feel.
I feel bad for the spiritual new age community because she's made a mockery of that scene.
Wow.
I feel because I love my crystals, I love my psychics and my mediums. But what she did, I don't know, it was just too much. It was very over the top and animated and it just didn't seem legit. Like if you ever get those downloads and stuff, like what Florence said to us when she came on the podcast. If you haven't heard that episode, go watch it because she's incredible.
Good plug.
She will only tell you something if it's of substance. If your loved one has come and said, "Oh, I really want to reach out to Janelle because something wasn't said when I was in this life, and now that I've passed over, I really want to tell her this message." What the fuck was with the Deb Ball? Like that had no relevance to him. To help him in what way? Do you know what I mean?
Very true.
So that's why I didn't feel like that was genuine because what was the point of that?
What was the message? What are you trying to get?
Yeah, exactly.
What was she trying to achieve?
Yeah.
Interesting. I never thought about it that way. There
And
you
if
go.
she was genuine in that way, she would have done it off camera. You didn't
Yeah.
have to make it such a performance. I'm getting a
Yes.
download. I'm getting a download.
so true.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
true.
just too much.
But however, you know what though, I do respect that Ash also decided to leave as well, because it
Yeah.
also shows us that, these are also real people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of gives
yeah.
us a glimpse of how, Denny might be real. You know what I mean? Because we could see that there wasn't really any connection.
Yeah.
We're seeing
Yeah.
people all the time just saying, stay, stay, stay. But, we're like, man, I
I
want to stand up for that shit.
know.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
I'm seeing Timothy and Lucinda, man. I'm like, without sex?
What do you think? Do you think there's a lot of couples this year that are staying on for the sake of staying on the experiment, but not really into each other?
It's really interesting because I feel like the show is trying to show that there's a lot of pressure on the couples to make it work, but a lot of them haven't been intimate yet. A lot of them
know.
don't really show affection. Like, it feels like it feels like friendship at first sight, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But I've been in that position, obviously,
Yeah.
and I didn't have that immediate chemistry with my husband. So I spent a lot of my time trying to build that connection, trying
Yeah.
to like build an emotional like depth to each other. And yeah, it's not like I saw marriage with him in the future straight away. So
Yeah.
I can see that they're going through that as well. They're like, how do we turn this friendship into a relationship?
I know, but don't you feel like right now the intruders have come? I feel like the retreat's only around the corner. We're kind of towards the mid-end of the experiment. Like, do you remember, like, that's a long period. We're talking like a month and a bit now, do
Yeah.
you reckon? Almost
Yeah.
2 months
Yeah.
into the experiment. For you to spend every waking hour with your partner and not have sex. That just blows my mind. I don't know if I'm a nymph or if I'm just like, my libido's high. But everyone on my season, like a lot of us did have sex on, like, most of the girls had sex with their partner on the wedding day. Like, ours is a little bit more of a
Yeah.
slow burn, but
Yeah.
And
you know?
that's a very interesting one, because I want to back up with this one,
Mm.
Jack and Tori, because I think for you, like in our age and day now, like when you like we old enough, man. Come on now, we ain't playing games. This ain't like the birds and the bees no more.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
we know what this is.
Yeah.
And I feel like when it comes to, for example, like Jack and Tori, like to hold off for this long and
Yep.
still say that they have an emotional attraction, a sexual attraction to each other, but not be intimate, I feel like that's kind of like
It's weird. What
it's
do you
weird,
think
isn't
of
it?
that whole-
ain't
What do you think
mathin'.
about that?
The math just ain't
It ain't
mathin'.
mathin', innit?
I feel like they're both so sexually driven and blah, blah, blah. I actually have a suspicion that Jack's like with someone on the outside, because why would he not sleep with her if he's so emotional, like sexually charged?
That's what I thought too. Or his
yeah.
ass is sick.
It's weird. But
Do you think he's withholding sex to control her, like as a way to control her, to make her submit? Because you know how he brags about being an alpha male.
oh, don't even.
Because she's completely changed. You saw that scene when
Yeah.
her friend came in for
So
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, when Luke
friends and
came in.
family visits, and
Yeah.
she was sitting there going, "I don't know who Tori is anymore. Like
Yeah.
you're so different."
Yeah. Well, you know what? I never thought of it that way, but it's so true. He could be using it as a tool to control her, which is
someone.
interesting.
Yep.
That's so messed up, dude.
That's so messed up, but I wouldn't put it past him based on
was
the
about to
other
say
comments
that.
he said.
yeah,
Yeah, that's wild to me.
right.
Yeah, man. It's just like after that, then we hear the whole couple swap comment as well too.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like that was weird. I don't know if the people listening have seen this scene,
Yeah.
but Jack said to Jono that he'll be okay if Tori slept with the husband that she'll be, paired with if they swap
that
husbands.
was
You know what I mean? And
Because
for
he
me,
doesn't want to.
because he doesn't want to sleep with her. That's the honest truth.
That was the part that was mind blowing.
Yeah. And what really annoys me is that he spent the entire dinner party defending himself that he was attracted to her.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. I don't know why this particular line is like ingrained into my brain, but when he did the workshop with Alessandra, he straight up said to the entire group, "I'm not sexually attracted to Tori."
Wow.
I
And he's
know.
like denying it. Like, why hasn't MAFS gone their black and white screen flash
Yeah.
back to
I
him saying
know.
that? Because he did.
But not only saying that to the boys, but Alessandra was there.
Yeah,
So
I
that's why
know.
I was like, at the commitment ceremony, I'm like, why didn't Alessandra say, excuse me, no, I was there. I heard
Yeah.
you say
Yeah.
you're not sexually attracted to her.
yeah.
It was so weird. That
It's
whole
so
thing was so
weird.
weird. And Jono, seriously,
He's
dude.
a fucking
I
kiss
felt
ass.
so bad for Lauren. Like,
too.
So
you
did
know,
I.
obviously it was a private conversation between them, but that's
Yeah.
something that she can't just not bring up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Tori's her friend.
Do you know, like, I'm completely on Lauren's side for this one because I
Yes.
do think that the behaviour is big enough to be called out, especially
Yes.
publicly, because it needs to be public knowledge that this is not acceptable.
Right?
But I actually do understand Jono's point of view a lot.
I know.
Yeah.
How so? Let's hear it.
Well, like, you know, you're only a month into this experiment. You are locked in your apartment. You're barely allowed to leave. You're stuck with your
Yeah.
partner.
Right.
The only circle of friendships that you can make is within the same group.
Yeah.
No one wants to be ostracized from the group.
No, yeah.
Everyone wants to have their friendships, you know. Especially when you think post-show, like a lot of your friendships blossom after that as
absolutely.
well. So
True.
if you're the person that's dogging the boys, it's like you're then like ostracized.
Yeah.
But at the same time, screw the boys, you should do what's right.
That's
I
true.
do think he did the wrong thing, but I can understand where he's coming from.
I can
Yeah.
understand too because you know we've both been through that whole
Yeah.
thing and we know what it's like. But like he shouldn't have said
He
anything
shouldn't in
to
the beginning.
Yeah, he
Yes.
shouldn't have said anything to Lauren to put her in that situation
Yes.
if he was not going to back her up.
That's
That's what I
right.
think.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And then the whole like put a muzzle on your wife, bro. Like, who even says that?
I actually don't think a lot of that cast understood the weight of
severity
that.
of that,
comment.
yeah.
Yeah, because when they asked Jono about it on the couch, he was like, "Oh, like a dog." I'm like, "Really? You haven't really thought about this, have you?"
Ben, the decibels.
The decibels.
Man.
What
Ben-
the fuck? What the fuck is that
Did
even
he use
mean?
those decibels for his little song last night?
song? What was that?
I feel so sad being
cannot.
Ellie, man. Just sitting there listening to that bull jive.
I just feel bad for Ellie. Like
Me
that girl's
too.
tried so hard to like this man. I'm just like, I don't know how you're even liking this man right now. He's
Yeah.
giving ick left, right, and center. Like,
Hey, but listen though, sorry, before we actually move on to, you know, Ellie and Ben, I just
Yeah.
want to hear this from, you know, a woman's perspective. How would you like your man to act in that situation? Because I feel like, right, like we were just talking about this before. Actually, maybe I'll just get your guys' answer first, you know.
Okay.
Like you guys, you know, how would you feel? Like, you know, if
Yeah.
your guy kind of took a backward step and you kind of getting all the smoke?
as in Lauren and Jono.
Yes.
Yep. I would expect my man to back me 100% as well.
Even if you're wrong, right?
Even if I'm wrong, I expect them to be at least a physical support and
Yeah.
they can tell me what they think behind closed
Yes.
doors.
Yes.
But I need that support from a partner because if my partner's not going to support me,
Yeah.
what's the point?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not a partnership.
You
Yeah.
feel the same way?
Yeah. But I know like that other man who would have told me to put a muzzle or told him to put a muzzle on me, he'd be in fucking jail. Like my man would not deal with
Yeah.
that. That's not on.
No man should.
Yeah.
But can we talk about how Jono absolutely schooled everyone about that comment because he ate and left 0 crumbs?
Wait, what did he say?
At the commitment ceremony, he basically said, I'm calling out all men. None of you said anything.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
John.
yeah,
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I'm so glad that they did that.
Yeah.
That's a very important point. Absolutely. And I think like, you know, most of the time when we always talk about this as well too, you know, like, you know, excusing behavior and all that, you know,
Yeah.
and I think if anything, man, like our friends are the ones that really know us, you know, through and through. But I think most importantly, you know, there's girl code and bro code. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like, you know, I think when like you're in an uncomfortable situation like that, us as guys are like, oh my God, I don't want to call out my guy. That's uncool. But the honest truth is there's no growth in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's like, this is why I feel like generational curses have been going along of, you know, guys
So
saying what they want to say to
true.
women, getting away with it, but
Yeah.
the guys are just right there experiencing that
Yeah.
and just letting it slide. So, man, props to John, man. That was a big
Yeah,
comment.
that was good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I have to
for
admit,
sure.
like, now that I'm 35, looking back, I've actually lost a lot of what I thought were best friends and good friends that I considered as like family almost because I was always that friend that told them, hey, this isn't
This is
right.
not right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's good for you.
Yeah.
And I always copped, oh, she's just jealous. Like,
Fuck all
Oh,
that.
that's just...
so yeah, I've been like completely cut out of so many people's lives because I like genuinely wanted to see them do well and not make mistakes and get hurt.
And that's a reflection of, you know, on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
It
their
is.
personal accountability. Personal
Exactly.
accountability is fucking big because it's like, if you kind of see yourself in a light where you're like, you know what, though, it's none of my business. No, it is.
Yeah. And also like you did not ever know me as a person and respected me as a friend because if you knew who I was to the core of me, you would
Yes.
know that Selina meant well.
coming from a
She's
good
got my
place.
back. Like she's not saying this in a malicious way.
In a way, you'd want a friend that understands that you want the best for them. So I
Yeah.
feel like good riddance in a way.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
100%, yeah.
I just think if my friends were to tell me some hard truths, I would never shoot the messenger. I would
Right.
completely be like, okay, they're saying this for a reason.
Yeah.
They're my friend, and I value them more because they feel comfortable telling me these things.
Exactly. agree.
Absolutely.
100%.
You
That's
know-
why I like my besties and Aries. I get along with Aries. You're an
Hey,
Aries too.
I'm an
Come on,
Aries.
man. That's beautiful right there.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow.
There we go.
That's sensational right there, man. You know, and you know, talking about speaking truth, man, Lucinda's dad had something to say to Timothy.
Oh my
Oh
Lord have
my
mercy.
God.
That man is unhinged, bruv.
Now we know where Lucinda gets it from.
Yeah, man.
I know.
Just have a one night stand with her.
Just try it.
Not him offering his daughter up on a platter.
Here. What?
Yeah.
My jaw dropped.
That's not real life, bro. You guys are the ones that usually look at the lip syncing and stuff.
Yeah.
Did he really say that?
He definitely said that. It was confirmed several times.
But even Tim was like, did he actually just say that? Like, no, that was so funny.
That was hilarious.
You know, man, because their situation is so fucking weird, man.
It
you know, like
is.
I'm so, you know what I mean? I don't know how I'd feel being so patient with someone and I'm continuously compromising, you know what I mean? And she describes it as a dance because it actually really is.
Yeah.
And she's dancing to his tune. And I don't know how long I would have to just continue to say, stay, to work on it. I'm working
Yeah.
on you. You ain't working on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
being in her position is very interesting, but man, you know, I don't
Yeah.
know. I just feel like there just has to be a point where you say, I've done what I can.
Do you know what it is that I think people personally should be drawing the line? Is that a lot of people on this show have their own personal traumas, which is completely valid. Like, you know, it's
Yeah.
heartbreaking hearing a lot of these stories.
Yep.
But when do you draw the line when it starts affecting someone else? Because I feel
Yeah.
like Tim's traumas are directly affecting Lucinda and hurting
Yep.
her.
Full
When
on.
is he going to be like, okay, I need to work on this myself so I
Yep.
don't affect other people? And then, yeah, I mean, I can list a number of other people where they're kind of letting it hurt others.
That's true.
Or just affect the whole experiment to begin with.
Mm.
I feel like this year's requirement in the auditions was grieving,
And trauma.
trauma,
I
but
guess.
like to another level though.
But are we really that surprised? Because they will find out what your trauma is and then pair you with that trauma.
Yeah, like
so-
Jaden and Eden with the whole cheating thing. That was
Absolutely,
like,
man. And even Tristan as well too. You know what I mean? Like he's got
Yeah,
a lot going on,
exactly.
and it's literally the exact same thing that's happening to you know, Lucinda and Tim,
Yeah.
and Cass and Tristan, because
Exactly.
Cass is like, I'm really trying to make sure that I can
she's
comfort
ready.
you. You know, hey man, she's ready to roll.
yeah,
She is.
She's ready.
stunning.
She's gorgeous.
right?
I guess like the universe is never going to give us, you know, the finished product of the person that we're looking for, if that makes sense. And it's kind of where we need to come through and say, you know what though, with my experiences, I'm going to help you to get to where I am. If not
Yeah.
halfway, but I still need to see a little bit of effort.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
progress is an indicator of intention,
Yes.
if that makes sense.
Definitely.
You like that one?
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Come on now.
That
So-
is good.
So that's how I feel about Cassandra right now and Tristan, man. Like it's actually so sad because he said, leave.
I know.
He did.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, don't ever make, I feel like, guys, I don't know if you guys are listening to this, I've had to work on this as well. Don't ever make a decision for a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, if you feel a certain way, okay, feel that and voice that out. But don't ever make a decision for somebody else, if that makes sense.
Yeah, true.
You know, because he was leaving because he thought that was the best thing for Cassandra.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I
That's
don't-
very true.
Yeah. So I don't know how I felt about that. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot. I know you're all meant to, you know, try to make this relationship work because at the end of the day, that's the whole point of MAFS. But there's a lot of friend zones at the moment.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
seen that in any other season apart from this one.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you reckon?
Yeah. No, I totally agree. There's so many friendships. And I think it's refreshing at the same time to see people try to get out of that friendship. But at the same time, it's like, come on, guys.
But it's been like
married.
way
Yeah.
like overdue. Even
Yeah.
like that's why I think Lucinda's dad was just like, just try it.
try, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
have a one night stand,
Yeah.
see if something can spark up from there. I don't know.
And maybe that's them actually trying to add, you know, a little bit of proper reality, you know, to the reality TV, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, real people actually trying to form a genuine connection, and, you know, that just doesn't happen overnight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, if it's been over a month, man, we staying in the same bed, what the fuck you think gonna happen?
There are some very patient people in this cast, I will
Big
say that.
time. Because I
know,
know
man.
in the real world, you think a month of dating someone and not having sex yet, that is completely normal. There is nothing wrong with that. But when you're living together, seeing each other every single day and night, you don't have work, you can't see your friends and
Yeah.
family, like what else is there meant like
Literally
to
just
do?
open a red wine and just do it.
But honestly, that's all what we did in our season. But in our season, we didn't even have shops to go to. Like we were in full lockdown.
Yeah,
for
you
real.
were.
We just had
Had no
Fireball,
choice.
red wine.
Oh,
there were like a
Fireball.
huge box of sex toys
Jesus.
and lube in every crevice of that apartment.
No, that's very true.
Right?
I remember that.
You
yes.
open a cupboard, boom,
different
lube.
flavors, different bottles.
Literally, what's in the
Edible
fridge?
too?
Lube.
God damn. This is why I'm like, man, hasn't Tristan opened up them crevices and drawers and everything?
I would have. That's why I'm shooketh. I'm like, bro, what's going on?
Man, but like, okay, sorry, I do want to move on from this, but like, this is actually very interesting because, okay, the person I'm talking about probably because he listens to this as well too. I've got a friend. He's also got issues with self-image as well too. You know what I'm saying? And it has limited him sometimes. You know what I mean? From actually getting to know someone because he's like, especially if he knows the type of people that they've been seeing prior to them.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And when I saw Tristan, I actually thought about this friend and I was like, I would really like to know the female perspective in this.
Yeah.
How much, would you be willing to compromise and help someone get through so you can also get your way? If that makes sense. Is that a good question?
Yeah. I think it goes back down to like your intent. Like if you both have the same goals, like you would help each other through that. Like I know my partner, for example, isn't the most confident within himself. Like he can't see what I see, and that breaks my heart that like he feels that way.
that's
Like when
deep.
he looks at a photo that we take, like he hates taking photos, and I'm like, babe, you don't understand. Like you're so hot. Like what the fuck? You're 6'3". Like most guys would die for just even that, And like he just looks at a photo that I would take of him, and he's like, I look ugly, and that breaks my heart.
Wow.
But it's my role as his partner to show him the way, to be like, this is how I see you, and hopefully eventually you will see how I see you.
Wow.
That's really interesting. I have a bit of a different take to that.
What do you think?
Well, because if we were to nail down the crux of the issue here, it's that Tristan has an extreme, huge insecurity to the point where it affects his mood, it affects his emotions, it affects the way he treats Cassandra.
Yep.
And I guess if I were in that position, I personally don't think I have the patience for that.
Yeah.
I think I'm very outspoken, very confident, and I need someone to match that energy. So if I were in that position, I wouldn't bother, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I want someone who knows who they are and is confident, and I guess I'm at that point in my life where I'm not ready to coach anyone to feel better about themselves at the moment.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
That's just where
I
I'm
get
at.
that. I get
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And that's actually very interesting that you guys both say that. And I think that's why I asked, as well. This is the best outcome to actually have these two different sides. Because I think, everybody has got, like their level of hard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
everyone has got the right to choose what your hard is, when you're looking for
So
a partner, if that makes
true.
sense. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I just really hope, man, that Cass can actually navigate her way through this, man. So anyway.
It's
very, very
that's so
interesting
true
season.
because they're so cute
They're
together.
so cute. And I love her dad.
Marty!
Nice, man.
Oh my god, he is so cute.
Man, didn't he mention something about sex life as well too?
Yeah, he did.
My parents would never ask.
Same. Thank God, though.
I actually remember calling my parents
Uh-huh.
on the honeymoon. No, I got back from the honeymoon being like, Mum, Dad, you're going to see this on TV, so I'm just going to tell you now so you get the hang of it. I did have sex with my husband. I know. just want to tell you and just, and then the disappointment in their face.
Oh my God.
Because at the time, they weren't the biggest fan of him either because after my wedding, they had done all these Googles about him. So they were just like, oh, Janelle.
Man,
Where
PLC
has
parents.
Adam gone?
I have no clue. I hope he's doing well.
I
That's
feel
all I
like
can
he's just
say.
dropped off. Like, I
Face of
haven't
the earth,
seen him
yeah.
at any social events, hanging out with anyone.
Interesting, yeah.
We obviously went through like quite a bit of online hate, so I think he's probably just staying in the shadows, maybe whatever he needs to do.
That's true.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey, Janelle, have you spoken to any of the new cast at all?
I actually haven't.
Really?
No, not one. No,
Yeah.
I think I was very forgotten from my season, so
No,
that's
Really,
okay.
man? That's why we got you back, girl.
yeah.
Thank you. But no, I haven't. But if anyone does want to ask me any questions, need support, I'm happy to lend an
Yeah.
opening ear because,
Yep.
yeah. I mean, Selina, you were that for me. You were so welcoming to me. I remember like coming into the scene and being like, oh God, like,
What the fuck?
are they going to want to talk to us? Like, we're kind of like a bit trashy. Like, but you were so welcoming.
No,
And
come on.
I remember you drove me home from an event and I was like, oh my God, this girl is so slay. Like, and we ended up DMing for hours, didn't we? Yeah.
We did.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were
so-
like, come in. I took
So-
off my shoes because that's what you have to do
Yes,
when you go into
yes.
an Asian household.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
and
That's
then I put it
amazing.
on her little rack. She's like, we're going to be really good friends.
Yeah,
now.
literally. I remember that to the T. But, I want to pay it forward. What you did to me, I want to do back.
Of course,
So,
and
yeah.
that's what this whole world's about.
That's what
Because
it's
this
about,
shit is
man.
hard. Like to find
It's so
genuine
hard.
people in this industry
Oh.
is next level.
Definitely.
I
Definitely.
bet. Going back onto MAFS, man, it's crazy how we're watching this season and the next season has already started recruiting.
I know. Did you see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, they
that
always
Mass
start being
posted.
shooed away. Crazy.
That is crazy,
What
man.
do you like? Yeah. Do you have any advice for people that might want to audition?
Oh, advice. Completely be your unfiltered self in the interviews.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think accept your flaws and accept your strengths. I think they want people who know what their weaknesses are so they can play into it, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you're open in your interviews and raw and vulnerable, you're going to be
Yeah.
open on the show as well. Like they
Yeah.
want people who are going to be able to express exactly how they're feeling at the moment so that it can be documented accurately.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
true. Biggest
True.
advice.
Like I feel like Lauren is a perfect representation of that.
Oh my gosh,
She's
yeah.
just her. You know what I
She's
mean?
an open book. She's an open library.
Absolutely, man. You're right.
I'm so here for it.
So
Lauren,
am I.
man, she's unreal. Actually, speaking about the couples now, like, who do you reckon is like faking their relationship at the moment in this season?
I reckon it's most of them, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I just not
It's
really
giving that,
like
eh?
it's really giving that. But faking versus I think there's a difference. There's faking it and then there's let's just try and make it to the end and see where we go. Because I actually understand that point of view. It's like we make a decision at the end and
Yeah.
like let's give it the full ride, otherwise we'll regret it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like whether or not there's intimacy or romance, at least you can leave the show being like I tried everything I could.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because man, the amount of bologna I'm smelling out there, man, I ain't
There's a
gonna lie
lot.
to you. It was a lot. Bologna with onion. Listen, how's like when even Leah came in to see Jack and Tori, and then Jack starts crying when Leah comes in and they hug.
What's with the box of roses as well?
I don't know,
That
man.
whole thing was so
I
weird.
saw a post on Facebook where it's just like, really, you're going to buy her a chocolate, you're going to get roses? Like, you're not going to go get that unique
Yeah,
chocolate
man.
box. Like,
But he made it like, oh, I've got something for you, Leah. And he made such a big deal. And then he went to the cupboard and got her the
man.
roses. I was like, what?
I was wondering what it was gonna be too.
this is
Yeah.
the grand gesture?
Yes. What was that? Was so weird.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, so I can definitely feel fakeness because when he started crying, I was like, man, this is some bullshit, bro.
Yeah, that was so weird.
That was just weird to me, man. But you know what though? Like if we do end up meeting him, hey bro, just know that I don't want no smoke with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm just
we're
telling
cool,
you,
we're
I'm just
cool.
calling you out, man, because that was ass.
I'm sorry for making that TikTok about your moustache.
That was bad.
I just didn't understand it.
I don't think that post was bad at all. I think you were
Yeah.
genuine. I don't think you said anything bad about his appearance in general. You were just
No.
questioning why, if this is a trend. I was on your side.
As
girl.
a qualified hairdresser, I
Yes.
was just wanting to know, is it a trend? Then Harrison from last season piped in and was like, well, good luck getting Jack, the main character of this season, on your podcast now, Selena.
Shut the fuck
Oh
up.
my
I was like,
goodness.
bro, come on.
Man, now we can't even say anything at all. What the hell?
I know.
I know. I mean, because I'm genuinely curious, because I guess from a makeup artist point of view,
Right?
beards for men is contouring. It straight up
Yeah.
is. When you see a man with a beard, they have a sharper jawline,
Yes.
they have bigger cheekbones.
Yes.
The contouring of his beard makes his face appear longer. So, I guess
Yeah.
if he were to want to
No.
balance his face, if that's what he's wanting to do, it would be a full mustache.
That's a very small little.
It's really it's making his lip look smaller. It's making his nose look longer. I mean, if that's the look that he's going for,
It just
that's
doesn't
amazing.
make sense.
It just doesn't make
Have
sense.
you guys seen those old photos of him resurface when he was like emo?
the
Was that-
MySpace era?
Jesus Christ.
Even
man.
the selfie from the high angle. Oh, apparently that was from his Star Now page. So I'm assuming he's attempted being an actor in the past then.
Interesting.
What?
Yeah, well, isn't that what Star Now pages are
Yeah,
called?
that's what it is. Yeah.
It's giving that because tonight I'm
Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
Oh, I want to kill my mom. I want to kill my girlfriend. That's what that shit is right there, man. Do we even have his account? I'm pretty sure we can actually put it out. But apparently, okay, yes, actually, no, we just got it up. So Jack's profile.
You found the Star Now page?
Yeah, we
Shut
found it.
up.
So his highlights are extra, acting, training, unpaid plays, photo shoots, actor training. Interesting. In the skills
Oh my god,
section,
you're right. The whole
he's been ranked as an expert. Interesting.
Ranked as an expert.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
In acting?
But probably whatever's doing, he must be doing it right. But these photos ain't doing it justice. Man, goddamn, this is very
So
interesting.
his profile was under the name Jacob Dunkley. That's weird. I wonder
Wait, so
where-
his name is Jacob? Because didn't someone accidentally call him Jacob on the show? And I was like, what?
Really?
Wait, isn't his
I
name on the
didn't
show
catch
Jackson?
that.
There's just so many things, man, that have just been like popping up on, online at the moment. Even Carolina as well, too. We had Carolina, on the last episode.
Yeah.
And I think she was like at an event and then she saw Rich, gave him a kiss on the cheek, and then that made front cover of a magazine.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
Richard?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just gave him a little light peck on the cheek, but he looked like he was really enjoying it. He really leaned into that shit like this.
Oh, that whole thing
Yeah,
was
man.
so weird.
Well, we do know that he's very sexually active.
Oh, man, he loves that shit, huh?
What about Rich crying last night?
Yeah, I mean, I'm never going to shame a man crying because I
Yeah.
think it's beautiful that men can show their
I
emotions,
know.
especially him. I think when I watched it, I just figured it's obviously gotten to him. Like he's at tipping point now. Like he just couldn't handle it anymore, and he wants
Yeah.
it to work out.
But the whole thing didn't even make sense as well. Like I get it, but I don't get it because they were so good, and then they were
really good.
really bad. It just went really icy.
Oh, really? I completely get it. I totally
Do you?
understand.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they add a lot of things, is why.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting it. So apparently Richard said a lot of disrespectful things about their sex lives on the couch in front of everyone.
What did he actually say?
What I believe he said that was bleeped out was sucked and fucked. And then there was probably other things. And like from from a 60-year-old man, that's a bit distasteful and a bit disrespectful. And she's obviously been disrespected in the past, and now she has the ick and she can't come back from it.
How do you even crawl back to the safe
I
zone
get
as
it.
a man after
I mean, it's
that?
immature as well. So she's
Yeah.
probably seeing his immaturity too.
I know. And then like Andrea trying to explain that to his daughter.
Oh, that was
So
awkward.
That's so
Oh,
weird, man.
gosh.
But the way that he just sunk into his chair,
I
like his
know.
back rounded and he slowly
He's a bit of a
went
puppy
like-
dog.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I
the
hate to see a
horror.
grown man cry like that. Lord have mercy. Guys, man, this has been amazing.
I
It's
know.
been really, really
This
nice,
has been
man.
so much fun.
has.
Thank
We
you
could talk
so
for
much.
days.
For real. For real.
Absolutely, man, girl. And you know what? You came back twice. We can make it 3 times.
Why not? See you
You know
guys
what
next
I'm
year.
Said next year.
Hey, it's an annual thing.
It really is. Just comes around once like Santa. Guys, thanks so much for listening, guys. Let us know who you guys want to see on the pod. But yeah, we're going to have a great year, man. It's going to be
I
great.
know. It's going to be so good.
Absolutely, man. We'll see you guys next time.
See you.
Bye.